back to the Graceful Tangle YouTube channel. Today I have a pretty exciting video for you guys, and it's something that I haven't really done before. So I'm going to be showing you, testing out, and giving you my first thoughts on this crochet hook set by WeCrochet. This is the Mosiac crochet hook set. It is so beautiful, and I'm really excited to try it out live, show you everything that's included in the set, give you some details and some original thoughts on the hooks. So let's go ahead, hop over to my desk and try out these hooks. Alrighty, so here is what the crochet hook set looks like. Now, I will say, just for clarification purposes, it does come with a plastic cover around this case for extra security and safety during shipping and all that stuff. But I just went ahead and took it off so that you wouldn't have to hear all that crinkling. So here's what it looks like. It is so beautiful. So the Mosiac basically just means that it has a hook size and all of the different wood colors. So this purple one is the majestic wood, the green is the Caspian, and then this orange and purple combo is the radiant. So you can also buy crochet hooks individually in each of the wood colors. So if you want just one wood color, you could do it that way, and just buy them individually. And then of course these all of these woods are available in the knitting needles on Knit Picks, so also check that out. And then Knit Picks has the Mosiac set of interchangeable needles too, which is really fun. So here's the crochet hooks, though I'm super excited to try these out. I have one individual over. Let's grab it out of my little cup on the side here. So I have one individual. This is the size I. I've used it a few times and I absolutely love it. So I decided to get the full set so that I could try out the smaller sizes as well, and then have all the different wood options. So beautiful. Okay. So again, here's what it originally looks like. You have sizes E through K, so 3.5mm to 6.5mm. This is just a paper cover that's inserted into the case. And then I believe, unfortunately, that each individual size is not marked. Yeah, I'm not seeing any, let's see if it'll focus on just the hook here. I'm not seeing any individual indentations of a size, which that is a little bit frustrating, I'll admit. I do like it when each individual size or needle is marked with the correct millimeter size, and it doesn't look like these are. Now, one thing to keep in mind, because there is no extra grip or, a really wide part here at the bottom, you should be able to insert the base of this hook into a knitting needle gauge and be able to figure out the millimeter size from there. So I think that'll work. Actually, let's just go ahead and grab a needle gauge and see if that's a correct assumption. Okay, so I went ahead and grabbed my needle gauge, and let's see if this works. So according to the size on the package, this is supposed to be a size I, or 5.5mm crochet hook. So I'm going to go all the way up, there it is, to the 5.5mm, and it doesn't quite go in. So it does go in to the 6mm, and it is too big. It has a little bit too much room in there, but I can't fit it in the correct size. So that's a little bit frustrating. You just gotta kind of keep up with it, I guess. Make sure you put it back in the slot if you're storing it in this case, or make sure they're in order. I don't have a crochet hook gauge, so maybe if you had one of those, you would be able to tell. Maybe if you used, something to actually completely measure around it, you'd be able to tell. I don't know. That's definitely the biggest downside in my opinion, but other than that, the hooks are beautiful. A few other things to note. So they are very lightweight, which is going to be really comfortable to crochet with, I think. Very smooth as well. Sometimes wood hooks have a tendency to be more rough or grippy. And they are grippier than, say, a nickel-plated or aluminum style hook. Just because, wood is not as slick as those materials naturally. However, these are finished very well. So they are extremely smooth, no rough edges. There's a few, kind of sharp edges, such as around this area of the crochet hook. And then, of course, there's a little center that goes in to make it more comfortable for your thumb. And I would say that that is really comfortable. So I have some yarn. Again, this is the size I that I'm going to be testing out today. And again, this is the Radiant Wood. So I'm just going to be using some Dishy yarn. I figured that it was a pretty standard yarn to try out these crochet hooks with, considering that it is not going to split. It's a cotton. Should work out well. So I'm just going to chain a few stitches here, and let's see what I think. So right off the bat, I can tell that they are so smooth to crochet with. Really, really comfortable because of the light wood. Yeah, these are super comfortable. That's probably enough to chain. I was worried about the head of this hook because, as you can tell, it is a little bit of a different shape. It is not sharp. The tip is not sharp at the head here. And then, of course, this is also a pretty drastic decrease. And the yarn goes pretty deep in there, which means that you're less likely to lose the stitch like that, which is really nice because that's something that tends to happen to me quite a bit in crochet, actually. So I think I'm going to really enjoy that feature. I'm wondering if this is going to become frustrating, just the fact that there's really not a point there. It goes in just a little bit, but I just don't think it's really enough to matter. So let's crochet a few stitches and see. So, oh, well, I lost my stitch there. I think you do have to go just a little bit slower so that it does actually, you know, so that you're using the crochet hook to its fullest potential. I'm pretty fast, so, you know, that might be a little downside in my opinion, but I mean, they are really nice to crochet with. It's extremely smooth. And I'm not complaining about the tip of the hook. I thought I wasn't going to like it very much because it is dull in the grand scheme of things. But I really do like it. I'm not finding it difficult to crochet with at all. There's one row, I'm just looking flat here in this swatch. There's one row of single crochet. You can see that my gauge is really nice and even, which is always a good sign. I'm going to chain one and do another row. This time working into the stitches themselves into those original chain stitches. Still finding it very comfortable. It is a little bit difficult to insert the crochet hook into the stitches because the head isn't super sharp. However, if you are using a looser gauge than what I am using in this swatch, then I don't think it would be as big of a deal because you wouldn't have to work as hard to get your hook into the stitches because your stitches are naturally looser. So I think that's definitely something to keep in mind as well. Maybe if you're working like a lace pattern or a stitch where you work into the chain stitches only, such as maybe the linen stitch or a lacy stitch, you know, something along those lines, I think that these hooks would be really good for that. Not to mention the wood would naturally slow you down just a little bit in the sense that you'd be less likely to lose stitches, which is always a good thing when you're working a pattern like that. I'm going to switch over to half double crochet and see what I think about that. Still really liking it. I am working a little bit harder just to get the hook in the stitch itself. But again, I think if my swatch was a little bit looser of a gauge, I think it would be a little bit easier to insert my hook. And all of that to say, I am not working, you know, hard by any means. Like, I would definitely crochet, you know, say a whole dishcloth or something, using this hook and this gauge. It's just worth noting, I think. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. There was a piece of lint or something on this yarn. There we go. So I definitely think the biggest pros of this hook is, first of all, the color palette. I mean, let's be honest, the hooks are absolutely gorgeous, and that is definitely a pro in my opinion. Having something nice to look at is never a bad thing, right? Now, another pro is definitely the weight. I really like how light they are. I'm not, you know, sensing any pain or anything like that due to the weight of the hook. I have found that in other hooks in the past, and this is definitely not like that. So I find them very, very comfortable. As I mentioned earlier, there is a little indentation in the center here. Again, the camera's having trouble focusing. There is a little indentation in the center here that I believe is designed for your thumb, just for added comfort. It definitely adds comfort. I'm very happy that that's there, and I'm not just trying to, you know, push down really hard on the round part of that hook because that is not comfortable in my opinion. So I definitely think that was a good addition. This little decoration down here, it doesn't really add or take away anything for me. I just think it'd be really nice if it could be inserted into a gauge so that you could accurately, you know, test what size each hook was. that's the biggest downfall. Not having the size is definitely, you know, a pitfall, but it is what it is. And I think that over time you'll be able to just remember what size each hook is, since they're a different color. So I think that is really nice as well. Overall, I would definitely give this crochet hook a win. I would definitely recommend it to other crocheters, especially if you like working with wood material. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed seeing my first thoughts on this crochet hook set. Again, I really love it. I would definitely recommend it to any crocheters, especially if you enjoy using wooden hooks. I'm really excited to continue using these. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out all of the links down below. I have linked this crochet hook set and the yarn that I used in this video if you want to check those out on the WeCrochet website. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see some more videos like this, and I will see you all again next time. Until then, happy making. Bye!